Hello, my name is Trydar, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build a Greek Ionic temple in Minecraft. Let's get started. So the first thing we will do is take a little tour around the outside and then the inside of the Ionic temple. Of course, this is different from the Doric temple I have already showed you. And we have, of course, the graceful Ionic scrolls on the columns up here. Well, this is as good as we can get in Minecraft. This is done with chiseled stone bricks, not lodestones. But if you have another block that you like better for your scrolls, you can, of course, add those up there. So this is similar in size to the Doric temple that I already showed you, but it is in an entirely different order. So the first thing you will notice is that the columns are 2 by 2 on this one. And if we climb up these steps here, let's take a look underneath the portico. You can see we have our lintels and our coffers arranged up there. We have a small porch with 4 freestanding columns. The other columns are going to be attached to the building. And if we go through the doorway here to our inner sanctum, we can see that I have put another copy of a throne chair up here so that you can use this and sit inside your temple and survey your world. The columns in here, however, are different from the exterior. They are still the Ionic order, as best we can replicate, with just a couple of blocks. But they are only 1 block in diameter. But there are 2 tiers of them as well, and a coffered ceiling up here at the top. So it's a fairly basic interior. If you don't need the throne chair, you don't have to build this. You could use this as perhaps a storage room or an enchanting chamber, or pretty much whatever you choose to use your Greek Ionic temple for. And up here at the top, of course, we have some Acriterion and a small creature statue of some description. It's got a tail and 4 legs and a head. I'm not really sure what it is, but Minecraft is the best we can do at this scale. Of course, it's mirrored on the other end down there. And the roof on this one is a bit different from the Doric temple. This is rising up at, I think, about 18 degrees. The last one was a more shallower 14 degrees. And the Corinthian order temple I will show you after this in the series will be steeper still. So let's take a look at the materials list you will need to construct this fine Greek edifice. You will need 2,884 blocks of diorite, 10,948 blocks of cobblestone, because I build everything solid, but if you want to leave some things hollow, you can probably get away with 2/3 this amount, I think. 161 blocks of lapis for the floor, 1 stone slab for your throne chair, 154 cobblestone slabs, 172 stone brick slabs, 392 nether brick slabs, 160 blocks of obsidian or black stone if you prefer, lots of torches, 396 cobblestone stairs, 4 blocks of netherrack for the lit braziers, 2,516 stone bricks, 206 chiseled stone bricks, 647 stone brick stairs, 184 cobblestone walls, and 522 red nether bricks. And that is going to be for the roof up there. All right, so let us take a look here at the dimensions for the temple. They're going to be as follows. They're going to be 31 blocks wide, 45 blocks long back that way, and 43 blocks tall. That's all the way to the top of the statue up there, by the way. So for the foundation, you want to mark out a rectangle of cobblestone, like so, of 31 by 45. That's going to be the first phase. Now, the tutorial is laid out in the following way. You're going to be sort of 3D printing this building from the ground up. After you have your foundation here, the next phases I show you are going to go up 2 blocks at a time. So each subsequent phase I show you will be 2 blocks taller than the previous one. So down here for the Greek temple, we are building out the stereobate and then the stylobate. That is the terms for these sections here. And once you have done that, we can also then go ahead and put in what is going to be the floor for the interior. So to get these measurements, let's go here to the front. Now this building, of course, has a center line coming through the center here, of course, which means that what we build on this section is going to be mirrored over there. So as I go through, I will only be focusing on one half, really. But that is because when we build things like this on this side, we want to mirror that on the other side of the center line, like this here. Got it? All right, so from the top center block on the stylo bait, we will be going back, how many blocks? It's going to be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then you want to place a couple blocks here. 2 blocks there, and then what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you want to make a run of from here all the way down here. This is going to be 21 blocks to get that there. And I will just give you a good top-down view so you can use the pattern here to double-check your work as we go along. Remember, I don't intend for you to build this in real time with the tutorial. It is formatted in such a way that I'm conveying to you all the information you need in a reasonable amount of time. So that's why all the phases are pre-placed for the blocks. But remember, as you go along, just pause and rebuild what you see on your screen. All right, so we now need to place the bases for all the Ionic columns over there. And we're going to do this from 1 block back from the corner here. We want to set this back here, like so, on top of the stylo bait. And we are doing that with stone bricks. Let me just shear one of these off so you can see this underneath here. We've got stone bricks and then cobblestone stairs, and you can fill in the middle here of the column with just a cobblestone or whatever. I think I used diorite for this. But if you want to save some materials, you can fill that with whatever you have on hand. Now the intercolumnation distance, which means how far apart these columns are, for the bases is in general going to be 3 blocks. So there's 3 blocks there, 3 here, and also 3 here, and a cow. And over here for the porch, you can see we have the 4 columns spaced out with the 3 blocks there. So let me give you the spacing back here. We have 3 blocks and then a column, 3 blocks and a column, then 3 and a column, 3 and a column, and 3 and a column. And back here as well, it follows the same pattern. And these should all be set 1 block back from the back of the stylo bait at the back here. And behind these, you want to be putting in a base layer of stone bricks. Both of these blocks here, these are both stone bricks in my texture pack, not cobble. But on top of that, you then want to put cobble, and just sort of layer it all the way around the building, as you see here. We're going to be sort of alternating the layers of stone bricks and cobblestones as we go. Let's see, there's these braziers over here with the netherrack, so I'll just sort of break one of these so you can see that we've got the cobblestone walls and then a brick of stone bricks there. And then on top of that is just upside down stone bricks and then some netherrack here. And you can substitute this with a campfire if you would prefer to have that. Now from the front here, once you set these back, like so, let me just give you a good top-down view of this section here, so you can see what we've got going on. I think the diorite is high enough contrast that you can see the placement of the columns quite clearly. Let's talk about the doorway. So it's going to be 3 blocks wide here, but it has a door frame of chiseled stone bricks, not lodestones, 2 blocks wide on either side, like so. And on the interior here, we are building out the column bases for all the smaller columns that are going to be on the interior. And you're doing that with stone bricks and then cobblestone stairs on top of those. And they just have a spacing of 1 block all the way around here. We've got one crammed into a corner back here, like so. We do have a larger spacing here behind your throne chair, and the base for this is going to be 3 by 5, by the way. And we have some more of these netherrack braziers on either side, and some cobblestone stairs here leading up to the platform. All right, and I think underneath some of this, you could probably reclaim some of the lapis that I had you gather, because this part won't be visible, so you could probably knock that out and save yourself some materials if the lapis is hard to come by. You can use any other block in here instead of lapis if you don't want to. If you have like maybe a bunch of redstone or something, you could use that, or just some quartz. Just some plain quartz would look fine in there as well. But I really like lapis, so I use it in my builds. Okay, so let's go on to the next phase. So we are building out the lowest portions of the column drums, and we are doing that with 2 by 2 blocks of diorite on every single one of the bases that you built in the previous phase, like you see done here. And on top of the cobble that you built here, you are placing in some stone brick stairs and then setting the entire wall back with cobble, 1 block behind that, all the way around. So we have sort of a lower framing for the columns down here, for the walls, like so. And the doorway is continuing up like that. And on top of all of the column bases that you previously built, you just want to put 1 block of diorite on top of those for the columns there. And as we go, if you're building this in survival, which I assume many of you are, you probably need to sort of festoon the place with torches. So my torch placement is just a suggestion. You will no doubt need many, many more torches than what I have prescribed. Well, I didn't give a number on those. So back here, we are putting upside down stone bricks all the way around the base of where you're going to be sitting for your throne chair. And we have 3 blocks of steps that go up to the chair, and the lowest portions of the chair are made like so. All right, so I think all that was fairly clear. Let's go on to the next phase. So all the columns, 2 more blocks of diorite on absolutely all of those that you built the previous. Just extend all of those up on the outside and also on the inside. Now at this point, you'll notice we have a difference in the pattern. So in general, for this build, from this point onwards, every time we build 2 layers of cobble, we will be putting in 1 layer of stone bricks. And that's going to hold true for the interior and the exterior. And I do this to give my builds a sort of a pattern. So it's not just a straight flat wall, but there is just a little bit going on there. Take a look at the doorway. So this doorway is what, I think it's also a 3 by 5, just like the platform back there. So you want to leave that and put in a frame of your chiseled stone bricks over the top of those. And here's, of course, the completed design for the throne chair. Of course, it's just a very basic throne chair. If you have a design for a chair that you normally build in your worlds, feel free to get rid of this and build your own. Perhaps it's not grand enough for your realm and you want to have something a bit bigger. That's perfectly fine to do. So, next phase. 2 more blocks. Diorite, all the columns, all the way around. We're going to be doing this for quite a few phases, so I'm not really going to remark on these. Just assume that I'm saying this on every phase. Back here, the wall patterns, you can see that we are back to adding 2 layers of cobble all the way around there. But here over the doorway, we are putting on a small triangular feature. Well, you know, as best we can get at this small scale. So we're doing this with upside down stone brick stairs and then stone brick slabs with just a hint of diorite behind those. And you are mirroring that exact same thing on the inside here as well. And extend all your column drums on the interior up under 2 blocks also. All right, that's fairly quick. Next phase, columns, like I said. Then stone bricks, then cobble again with the banding of the layering, like I said. Here is the completed small pediment over the door frame. Done like so with half slabs of stone bricks, like that. And you want to mirror that on the inside here as well. Now on the inside, we put on 1 more block of diorite, and then we are starting the capitals for the Ionic columns here. And we're doing this by putting on a block of stone bricks, and then chiseled stone bricks, and then projecting out from those to represent the curls. We have some cobblestone walls. You know, that's about as good as we can do for that in here, I think. I could have left off those and went with that there. If you like how this looks better than this, feel free to modify the design, but that is something that you can decide for yourself. I thought it looked marginally better with the cobblestone walls here, but of course that's all going to depend on textures, I think. So let's move on again. Next phase, columns again, exterior walls like so. That's all I'll talk about in there. So on the interior here, we are putting on a small entablature of cobblestone and then diorite on top of all your columns. And this wraps all the way around the room in a big rectangle like that. All right, next phase. Columns here again, exterior walls. Let's go on to the interior. On top of we're building the last part of the entablature here with some upside down stone brick stairs. And then on top of that, you are building again what we built down there. In other words, this block of stone bricks here, this has the footprint of this down here. So all of this, we are going to be stacking it on top of the entablature to get a double tier on the inside of what we did down there again. So bear that in mind as we go. So next phase, 2 blocks, diorite again, exterior walls, interior columns stacking up, same patterns, everything again. Quick. Over here again, columns, exterior walls, and more columns again, like so. Just extending everything up. Next phase, we are putting on, it looks like the capitals for the Ionic columns, for the large ones. And let me go ahead and count the column shafts here so you can get the number of that to double check. So from down here to up here is going to be 16 blocks in total height for the diorite here. And on top of that, the Ionic capital is done like so, with the chiseled stone bricks over here for the scrolls, some cobblestone walls in between those, and then up here some upside down stone brick stairs and a bit of cobble there. Not too complicated. You want to have those facing out in this direction for the ones on the front, but for the side they switch direction and they start pointing out this way. So you can see an example of that here. So they're pointing out like so on the sides. And then on the back, they switch directions again and point out this way, just like the ones do at the front. So there's a 4 at the back pointing that way, 4 along the middle here pointing out the sides, 4 along the front here pointing to the front, and 2 by the doorway also pointing to the front, just like this one here. All right, so the interior, I think you can see what's going on here with the columns. So let's go on to the next phase. So we have built out the last of the columns. We are now building out the entablature. And you always want to put an entablature after you build some columns. So we're doing this with diorite and upside down cobblestone stairs and a big rectangle on top of the columns all the way around the building, like you see done here. And underneath the porch, we are adding in some lintels of diorite. You are doing those like so. Take a view of this from below. Like that there. So this is what that should look like. A very typical construction detail. On the interior, more column shafts, like so. Go on to the next phase. It's going to be very easy next phase. 2 blocks of diorite in a big rectangle, just straight on top of the one you did down here for this. You want to build 2 blocks of that up here, like so, for a big rectangle like that. Looks like I used a little bit too much diorite for the reference model here. Take a look down here. So we are building out the cobblestone entablature and the columns, the capitals again. This section here, build all of that again up here. All right, next phase, more of the entablature again. More details now. We're building out the dentils, and we are doing that with some upside down stone brick stairs and some cobblestone walls like so. You want to do every other one, a stair and then a wall and then a stair and then a wall in a sort of a tooth pattern all the way along the sides and back of the building like so. And then you want to have overhanging the entire thing stone brick stairs in a big rectangle wrapping all the way around the building like so here. And this part here, this is going to be the cornice of the entablature, which will finish the entablature. I also need to take a look on the interior here as well. So you're building out a big rectangle of diorite and then another big rectangle of stone brick stairs, like so, and that will be a match for this down here. And after this, we will be putting a ceiling on this room and the next phase as well. And we are now building out the roof for the pediment, the characteristic triangular section. So for this, I'm just going to sort of have to give you a good look at this. Go back here where the shadows are more favorable. So we have the raking cornice, the overhanging bit here from the cornice that we built already. And you're doing this with a series of blocks and then half slabs, like so. Just going to give you very close looks at this. Over here as well, this is just a mirror of the other side. View from above here. And of course, behind this here, you're just putting a straight run of cobblestone slabs and then diorite behind that. And then on the sides here, we are putting on a bit more details of whole blocks and half slabs, like so. And then some more half slabs and stairs here. And the lowest portions of the roof tiles with the red nether brick and the nether brick half slabs, like you see here. And let me just zoom out a little, because this is going to be a repeating pattern all the way along the sides of the building. You can see the spacing of this, I think, quite clearly. Give you a view underneath of this all the way along the sides here. And of course, what you're doing here, this is a mirror of everything that you're doing at the front here. All right, so let's take a look inside for the ceiling. I think it's going to be a little dark, so it's time for a potion. All right, so we can see what we are doing. Here is the design for the coffers for the ceiling. I would normally like to have these be a nice regular 2x2 pattern, but that did not work out with the spacing in here, so I kind of had to make the best of that. And as you can see, you're just doing this with diorite and then cobblestone on top of that. So I'll just break this, and that'll be the level that we are at up here. And I said you can save some on your cobblestone bill when I started, and the reason is because I filled the roof solid with cobble, by the way. But if you want to leave this empty, you could maybe do something with the space. I'm not really sure. There's not really a lot of headroom up here. So I just filled it solid, so I would not have to worry about the things spawning up there. So let's take a look again here at the pediment. We are continuing the, I think it was an 18 degree, I said, bed slope, like so. So I'll just trace this out with whole blocks of red wool here. It'd probably be more illuminating if I broke the blocks and replaced them with the red wool, like so. So you can more clearly see the designs for the full blocks and the half slabs here, like this there. And on the interior here, we're doing another dentelle pattern, like we did down here, except we're sort of trying to emulate that at an angle. All right, so over here we have the lower portions for these little platforms for the acroterion, the decorative elements at the corners, what these are called acroterion. And this should be an upside down cobblestone stair. Small mistake here. And you want to just wrap these around, and below that you want to have just a 2x3 pad of diorite. So let me give you a view along here of the pattern for the roof tiles, done like so with the red nether brick and the nether brick slabs. Although I ripped the texture from Blackstone, by the way. This one looks like that because I liked it better. You can see that we have cobblestone ribbing incised into the roof at regular intervals along here. So let me just give you a good top-down view of this entire section. And you, of course, want to mirror all of that on the other side like that there. All right, so we finished the interior. So at this point, we're just putting on the rest of the roof. So on these little pads here, we are building out the rest of the acroterion. We're doing that with diorite. I'll just build one example for you real quick. So that is going to be the design for the sides for all four corners. And here we have the middle sections. So let me break some more wool into this. Like that there. And this, of course, is the center line of our temple, by the way, that I pointed out at the start. So I believe that will help you construct this section of the pediment. Done like so. They're just repeating patterns, so once you do a little bit of it, you should see how to do the rest of it rather easily. The same goes for the roof tiles. They are done according to this pattern here. All right. So let's go on to what is going to be the last phase. So I've already described the acroterion here. I'm skipping a couple of levels of the 2 block phases and just going straight to the end because we were at this point here. Well, that point there. on the last phase. So on top of the center line, you're just putting stone bricks, and then stone brick stairs, and then stairs facing each other to sort of have a central ribbed detail at the top here along the center. And on either end, you're building a copy of this statue and then a copy of this one, and they are the exact same. So I'll just sort of build these by knocking one apart so you can see all the blocks. Suppose I could cheat and reverse the footage here, but I'm not going to do that. So here is the platform for the Criterion at the front. More diorite and upside down cobblestone stairs that matches that one I had you build down there. Like so. And then once you build that and put on the final block of diorite up here, your Greek temple of the Ionic order will be complete. So I hope you have enjoyed the tutorial for the Greek temple of the Ionic order. This is going to be sort of a three-part trilogy. I've already done the Doric, and this is the Ionic, so you know what comes after that. It's going to be the Corinthian, my personal favorite. And then after that, if you so choose, you could build all three temples sort of clustered together and have your own miniature Acropolis in Minecraft. And also remember, if anything was unclear in the tutorial, the download for the world is available in the video description, so you can come here and take a look at all of these phases for yourself. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.